Hey y'all, what is up and welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a hot minute since I filmed last. I don't even know what the last video I posted was, but I'm back. Wasn't too sure what I wanted to film today, so I just decided that I would just kick off the summer with a summer eyeshadow tutorial or makeup tutorial. So I have the star of the show today is going to be the Festival palette from Pure Cosmetics. Festival season is kind of over already, so it's not technically a festival look I'm about to do, but this is a pretty neutral palette with some beautiful pops of color, and we got two like pressed glitters, so I figured I would go ahead and play around with this. I also wanted to pull out my Stila glitter and glow liquid eyeshadows. The one I really want to use today, I just tried to swatch it and I think it is like all kinds of like crusty and dried up, so we're gonna like try to use it, but if that doesn't work, I have some other colors I can use for sure. So if y'all want to see a fun little tutorial for summer, then just keep on watching. So starting off, we are gonna go in with the shade Epic, which is just a very orange shadow, and I'm just gonna use that as my transition color. And I've also kind of been doing that trick where I don't set down my eye primer, and it's been working out pretty good so far. The true test of that is definitely going to be this summer, because I do have very oily eyelids, so I may not be doing that trick this summer, but the last few times I've done it, the weather hasn't been too hot, so it's worked out pretty well. I'm basically just laying this down as a nice transition before I go in with this bright pink. Time stops when I'm falling for you. The world stops. So now we have that orange just lightly laid down. I'm gonna pick up this brush from Luxie. This is the 229 tapered blending. It's just a little bit smaller than the 205 here, and I'm gonna be picking up Wild Child, and I'm basically going to be placing this all over the lid and then blending it into the crease. So this is a pressed pigment, so bear with me because I've never worked with one before, so we're gonna see how it goes. This is pretty pigmented, like it's super bright on the brush, and it's pretty bright on the lid. As you can see, it is a bit powdery, and I am getting some fallout, but that could be also the way I decided to apply the product. Spinning, my head is spinning too. Time stops when I'm falling for you. I'm gonna go back in with that first brush and no extra product, and then just blend out the edges, making sure there aren't any harsh lines and everything just looks smooth together. And then I'm taking a little Wild Child too, so I can just get a little bit more of that pink in the crease as well. Spinning, my head is spinning too. are gonna go in with this shade, which is Diamond Dust. And I kind of just want some sheer coverage from this, so we're gonna place it, wow, in the center of the eye, like so. Take my little Morphe M124 and kind of just lightly spread that out. So there we have it. And now I'm gonna go do the other eye off camera, and I will be back to finish the rest of the face. Okay, so I went ahead and finished my other eye and did my brows off camera, so we are gonna jump back in and we are gonna go in with some primer. But first, let me get this hair out my face real quick. I just look so freaking cute right now. I don't know. So for primer today, I want to do something a little bit more hydrating because I'm going in with a mattifying foundation. So we're gonna mix two primers today. So I'm gonna start off with the Wet n Wild Water Drop Primer in Rose all over the face. I just like this just because it gives a little bit of hydration to the skin. And my skin could need that right now, so that's what we gonna use. I'm sorry, like I keep looking at myself in the mirror down here because I don't wear a lot of colored eyeshadow, so this whole pink situation is like blowing my mind right now. Okay, and then just to take care of any pores that I might have, we're gonna go in with the Touch in Sol No Poreblom primer. I'm just going to be taking one pump of that and just applying this basically to my T-zone. So I do definitely right here by the nose, a little on my upper lip, my chin area, my fine lines for sure, and then just a little bit on the forehead. For foundation today, we're going to be using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I have mine in the shade F8. I have not used this in a hot minute because I've honestly been so obsessed with the L'Oreal Fresh Wear Foundation and my Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation that this one kind of took the back burner throughout the winter and spring. So maybe now that things are heating up, I'll show her some love because I have not been as of recent. And I'm going to be blending this out today with the Eco Tools sponge. I have not worn a full coverage foundation in a minute, and this one is so full coverage. This is weird, which is a weird statement for me to make because I love full coverage, but like there's just something about the Healthy Foundation by Physicians Formula and the L'Oreal Fresh Wear that I've been loving lately. So like this full coverage business kind of freaked me out. I like saw my reflection, I was like, ugh. Not that it looks bad, it's just a lot, you know. We'll do a little on the forehead. Like I probably definitely didn't need to apply as much as I did, but that's okay. And for concealer today, just because I haven't touched it in a while either, is going to be the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C7. And then again with the Eco Tools sponge. And then for powder, I've been so obsessed with this thing recently that I just have to use it. This is the Wet n Wild contour palette in the shade Dulce de Leche. If you can't tell, I really love this powder. It's just what I have been loving as of recent to set my concealer. And then to powder the rest of my face, another Wet n Wild product. We've got the Photo Focus Translucent Loose Setting Powder. And I'm gonna just use the sponge again. And just because I do not like to look powdery, we are gonna go in with a little water from Wet n Wild. I don't have a new bronzer or anything I want to try out, so I'm just gonna use the other half of this Wet n Wild palette. I was like decluttering my makeup collection a few weeks ago, and I just saw this palette, like, and I hadn't used it in so long that I was like, let's pick that puppy back up. So I did, and I have just been loving it. It is so affordable, first of all. Like, I think it's $3 or $4, and the quality is phenomenal for it to be so cheap. All right, and since the eyes are so bright, I kind of just want to be super like low-key with my blush. So I'm just going to be taking this middle shade on this e.l.f. Modern Metals palette. I've honestly been obsessed with this blush palette recently, so I'm using the heck out of it lately. And then for highlight, I've been obsessed with this highlight recently, so that's what I'm going to use. It is the Maybelline and Puma collab in the shade Knockout, I think. Yes, Knockout. And it's just this beautiful, like, I guess you would call it rose gold. It's like a gold with like a pink reflect, and it is just stunning. I like to bathe myself in it. Like, I just love a good highlight. A good highlighting moment. These Master Chrome highlights from Maybelline are so good, and they're about $8, I think. So now we're gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of the eyes. I'm just gonna take this little nude pencil from Rimmel and put it on my waterline. That just gave the eyes like a more open look to them. And then I'm gonna take this little definer brush from Luxie and take a little bit of the pink Wild Child mixed with Epic. So I just did a little bit of Free Spirit and Epic buffed out on the lower lash line, and now I'm going to take a little bit of Free Spirit here and just this little Wet n Wild brush and pop that on the inner corner. Then I'm also going to be taking that on the brow bone as well. And for the lips, I want to keep it pretty neutral, so I'm going to go in with the Palladio and Holmes collab in the shade Rescue. And basically just use that as the under shade, and then I'm going to be taking my Sephora Lip Story in the shade Tan Lines. And now we are gonna apply some setting spray. The then for mascara, I'm going to use my Lancome Big Mascara. Alright y'all, so here is my completed look for summer. I hope you enjoyed it. I will have some more content up for you because I'm officially back in business. I've just been in kind of a funk, not really in the mood to film, but things are kind of looking up, I guess. So I will be back with some more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We are about 20 something subscribers away from a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.